Hello, Cancer. This is Julie Perez with Deep Soul Counsel. And as always, I am honored and grateful to be here. This will be your reading for August of 2018. We're going to work with 4 cards. So I'm just setting the intention. Those who associate with the sign of Cancer, either as their sun, moon, or rising, and who attract this video into their life, I am setting the intention that I provide the message or what they need to know for those who attract this video into their life and who associate with the sign of Cancer on some level. Now, I don't always say to check your rising and your moon sign, but this month I am going to tell you to do that because this month your other signs, I feel like they may resonate, or if not, if they don't resonate more, I feel like they may actually put together a complete picture for you. All right, so check your rising and your moon sign this month. But let's see, Cancer, August 2018. Cancer, August 2018. What does Cancer need to know? August 2018. Cancer, August 2018. Harmony and balance. A dispute. Now I like this because this is a dual card. It's split between night and day. This is also split down the middle, a man and a woman. Opposite energies. This is going to be interesting. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck because you fly. It's freedom. It's expression. Let me pick this last card and then I'll tell you what I'm getting. Look at that. The Fool knocks over the King and shows the King a mirror. So here's what I feel is going on this month. I'm going to kind of say what I'm feeling and then we'll go through the cards one by one. I feel like you're going to have to say goodbye to somebody this month, or goodbye to a connection, or goodbye to some sort of partnership that you guys were actually in. I feel like I don't really feel like it's negative. I feel like people are going their separate ways. They're making room for other connections to come in. I do feel like this is going to be a month of I'm not saying that actually something new starting, but I feel like this is going to be a month where things that have been in limbo finally play out. Things that have been up in the air are finally finalized. Something that you've been working on and waiting toward is finally showing fruit, showing proof of your hard work. I do feel, though, that you and someone else are not in agreement on how something should go, or not in agreement about a certain situation. And I feel like, you have to kind of stand up and say goodbye. And they're kind of knocked off their ego. Or maybe, I feel like, no, I definitely feel like you're saying goodbye. I was going to say maybe the other people are. I just feel connections, like separation and connections, especially when it comes to work. I feel like you're going to have more freedom. You don't have to ask anybody what you're doing. I feel like you kind of just step into your own power this month. Let's look at here. So you have this card, and she is completely okay and balanced with being both light and dark. She is not running from her darkness. She is learning to live beside it. She has mastered both aspects of herself. Many times we try to hide and we shame the darker side of who we are, but we are forgetting that we are both night and day, right? We really, really are. It's like we are the ultimate duality. And I feel like when we can accept every part of who we are, it brings us to a place of acceptance within ourselves. And we can say, wow, I'm not perfect, but not being perfect is actually part of being human. And I'm here experiencing that experience for a reason. There's a reason that I'm here not being perfect. I come from this perfect place. I come from the stars. I come from the cosmos. I believe the Hubble telescope estimates that there are like 500 solar systems in existence. Come on, solar systems, entire solar systems in existence. That's crazy. That's millions of planets. It's insane to think about how much is out there. And so I feel like whatever we're here doing, we're evolving this species. We're evolving in some way, right? And so we came here to do that. And I feel like when we can embrace everything that we are and say, okay, you know what? This is who I am, and I'm going to work with this. I'm not going to criticize myself. I'm going to see what needs work, and I'm going to work with it, but in a loving way. You know, I'm not going to shame myself. I'm not going to beat myself up. I am not going to contemplate what I've done wrong and, you know, what I could have done different over and over in my head. No, I'm going to say, okay, this is done. There's a reason I did it this way. What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? And I'm going to be in harmony with my night and my day, because one gives the other value. Do you understand? There is no value in light. Light would have no value without darkness. It would have absolutely no value. All right? And darkness couldn't exist either. The value of darkness wouldn't exist without light. You understand? Sometimes we welcome the darkness. We welcome the nighttime. Our day is over. We are ready to kind of reflect and sit back. We can look at the stars. It becomes cooler. You know what I mean? Like, there's an appreciation when nighttime comes. It's like, oh, I've done everything I need to do, and my day is kind of done. Or it's almost like it's just this like deeper self, right? This deepness within us. The moon deals with your emotions, and the sun deals with growing and getting things done. And I feel like growing within your emotions is kind of what this card is talking about. And I feel like it's centered around this argument right here. There is a sword in between, but nobody is picking up the sword. So I don't feel like this is something extremely ugly. I don't feel like this is anything that's going to be extremely traumatizing or anything like that. But you and someone else are really butting heads. First of all, I feel like some of you guys are in relationships and they are really disturbing your peace. Like, you know, they don't understand like your growth or how you're trying to grow. Or worse yet, they're trying to get you to grow to their expectations or to their level. Or, you know, it's almost like the spiritual police. Like they say, you know, oh, you're doing that wrong. Or, oh, you know what, you could do it this way. I know that sometimes my videos sound like the spiritual police, but I'm actually just delivering a message. And every message that I give you, I actually take in myself. You know, I know that these messages are for you as much as they are for me. And I'm just kind of channeling the guidance. But here I feel like there's two people, and it's a man and a woman, and they really just can't agree. And so there is a crack in the land, and they really just need to go their separate ways. You know what I mean? Now, if you're in a relationship, I'm not saying leave your relationship, but what I'm saying is, you know, the next card is freedom. And I feel like you kind of need that freedom. Now, will it kind of hurt your ego to be out on your own and kind of feel like what it feels like without that partner or without that connection, or, you know, without that other person in your life who you've kind of distanced yourself from? Yeah, it's going to feel, I mean, after the nostalgia of the freedom wears off, you eventually have to come off of that bird. You are free. You do feel great. You do feel like anything is possible. You are inspired, right? You no longer see, and down here, you have a man, and he's kind of just waiting for her. She's flying and he's kind of on the ground. So I feel like you take off without somebody. You know what I mean? Like you grow and they don't, or you expand and they don't, or you make the team and they don't, or you make partner and they don't, or you got the promotion and they don't. And I feel like they're not really angry. They're just kind of down here salty, like, you know, just watching you. Now, be careful, because you do have the Joker, and he comes and he knocks the king off of his chair. Now, it's still the king. The king is way more powerful than the Joker. The king has his staff right here. He has a sword. He has jewels. He has everything. But the Joker is really just trying to get the king to actually take a really good look at himself. And I feel like that's kind of what people need to do in your life. I feel like you kind of moving away and doing your own thing and becoming free is really going to force people to take a look at themselves. You know, they've been trying to correct you, but it's time for them to actually take a hard, cold look at themselves. Now, also vice versa. I feel like some of you are codependent on somebody else, and it's really time to move away. And you need to take a look at yourself. You are caught off guard by this Joker. You see, the king is still the king. The king has not lost anything, but a little bit of his ego, a little bit of his pride, right? Because he was caught off guard. So I just feel like you wanting to move and kind of do things by yourself, it's going to catch someone off guard. They're really not going to take it that well at the beginning, but it's nothing that is going to be, you know, detrimental to your health or your relationship. I do feel like, you know, there are bruised egos this month, but there's also freedom, and there's also kind of breaking apart and kind of being okay with yourself and being okay with what you have to offer. You have grown enough through the lifetimes that you have lived. You have what it takes, and you know what you can do. I do feel like things are being cleared out so that new energy can move in, but you're going to experience kind of what it feels like to actually have control by yourself for a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like, because as the king, as I look at the king, and he's kind of on the floor and he's looking at the Joker. Look at his face. He kind of is like, well, you know, I knew that was going to come eventually, right? Like I wasn't really doing what I was supposed to do, and I knew it was going to come eventually. And so that argument, that breaking apart, the partner knew, the person knew it was going to kind of come eventually. And you have that piece, you know, the king piece. I just feel like you just have to kind of be really caring, but also very stern, and kind of set where you are. You know what I mean? Like, make your decision and stay with it. They're going to be okay. They have their own guidance system. They have their own guide. I just feel like it's a little bit of a bruised ego, but it's for the best. You know what I mean? All of it is for the best. I feel like you getting caught off guard, with this argument, kind of with this disagreement. And I also feel like you kind of getting caught off guard with the realization that, you know what, maybe I could do a little bit better on my own. Maybe I could finish projects faster, or maybe I really don't need the advice from my friends that I've been getting every Friday night over cocktails. You know, it might hurt their ego, but you know what? I really need to take a really hard, cold look at myself and discover that I have the answers, right? The universe will bring the answers. And I feel like when we have friends that tell us exactly what we want to hear, they don't serve us well. They're good for our ego, but they are not good for our growth in that way, because we need somebody who's going to tell us the truth. And the Joker comes and he exposes the truth. He catches people off guard and he exposes the truth. The king's going to get up. He's going to shake it off. He's going to sit back on his throne. So all your responsibilities are going to return. But I just feel like this little break, you know what I mean? Like the revelation of a disagreement, coming to the realization that, you know what, this may not be working. We both want different things. We both want to go our separate ways. I feel like this is actually more work related than it is relationship wise. But it could be relationship as well. But I feel like it's more kind of like, I'm really not agreeing with you on how you want to run this. And so I feel like maybe we should kind of take our own ideas and separate. Or maybe I kind of need to move away, move a little bit further. I need to go see the world a little bit. I do. And so I can come back a better person, so I can come back with more ideas. I need to go get inspired so that I can make this grow. Do you see what I'm saying, Cancer? All right, before I let you guys go, I want to talk about a channel that I have recently found, and it is really my favorite spiritual channel. Now, the reason I say they are my favorite spiritual channel is not because I watch every single video and every single video is my favorite, but I do love a lot of their videos because they publish every day, and they publish a variety of content that I know I'm going to be interested in something, or something is going to find me that I need to know, right? At least one of those videos, at least every other day, I am finding something that I really vibe with, and sometimes I find multiple videos that I vibe with on the same day. But what I'm doing is I want to let people know that, you know what, there is this great channel out there that publishes a variety of spiritual content every single day, right? And I mean, they're not paying me to say that. I discovered this channel and I had to reach out and say, wow, oh my goodness, your life's work, your commitment. Like, I am so just kind of like in awe of the dedication that this person has put into this channel, into reaching so many different belief systems. Like, that is a spiritually mature person. When you can look at other belief systems and still not feel shaken within your own, you are spiritually mature, right? And it's that energy that attracted me to this channel. And there are so many different videos about so many different things, and they're all so different. And that's what I love about it, is that everything is just different. So the channel is called Higher Self. She has almost 400,000 subscribers. She may have more by the time you get this video. But another reason why I love it is because to her, it's not about numbers. It's really not. It's like about exposing people to the beliefs, like having the messages and the people knowing where to go to get them. You know what I mean? Like divine and like divinely inspired. I can't describe the feeling I get from that channel or from the person, the creator, you know, because I emailed her. I had emailed her like, man, your channel is it's amazing, right? You got to give credit where credit is due. So I'm actually going to keep that link on my videos from now on so that you guys can check that out, because I know that everybody has different spiritual needs, and that doesn't mean you always have to get your needs met from me. Maybe I can't fill your needs, you know, maybe there's something else, and maybe, you know, it's that channel that you may need. You never know, you know what I mean? We can't be like, oh, me. No, it's not about me. It's about the collective conscious, and we all have something to share, right? And I feel like there's a variety on that channel that that she shares that could really benefit people on various subjects across the board, across the spiritual board. All right, so I love you guys so much. All my links are below. Follow me on social media. And if you want to be added to the newsletter, you need to email me so I have your email address so I can actually add you to the newsletter. You know what I'm saying? All right, that way if you don't follow me on social media, you can stay up to date on drawings and prizes and giveaways and discounts and just all types of things. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video, Cancer. I can't wait to see you again.